Welcome to Mind Map. This guided sleep story will gently take you into a deep state of relaxation, from where you can gently drift off to sleep. Find yourself a comfortable and cozy corner where you will not be disturbed. Gently lie down and close your eyes. Soften up and release all the knots in your muscles. Loosen up and let go of any firmness in your limbs. Take 5 long, deep breaths and allowing yourself to relax. You will be slowly transported to a world full of calm and glee. As we take you down the road less taken, let silence and imagination be your friend. Paint for yourself a perfect world. Now, fall into a natural breathing pattern and enjoy this immersive experience, short or long. Just let it be and prepare for the voyage to the land of calmness and beauty. Placed beautifully and with the air of calm stands the sleepy town of Baipri. The lush growth is everywhere and the breeze sings, whistling through the leaves both old and new. The rustling brown leaves carpet the humid earth, and the beautiful fallen flowers adorn the prosperous yet humble earth that this town peacefully rests on. The houses aren't many, just a few of them, with humble people living in their meager sustenance. As you open your eyes, you find yourself in a humble cubicle. There is a window that shows the sky is still dark. It is not morning yet, as the dawn has only started to crack on the horizon. The sky is the shade of grey and dark blue, with little clouds scattered over the creek beyond. The branch of the conifer tree is brushing against the window pane continuously. Breeze is strong and firm, yet kind to all the creatures that it touches. You find a warm quilt covering and binding you to a large and comfortable bed made of aromatic cedar wood, which is the constant reminder of the fragrance of the forest. There are 4 long pillars of white marbles at the corner of the wood, and a mosquito net rests lazily over it. Slowly and steadily, little drops of rain have started to fall on the window glass. It is going to be a rainy day. You rise up and walk towards the window. The long and smooth boards of wood creak under you as you slowly make your way towards the window. There is not much light inside, and the world outside sleeps in sheer calm, as the morning is yet to come, and the last few hours before the sun breaks brings the most melodious of the sleeps. You see the vast grassland that rests in front of you, untouched and unabridged. The only house inside is a brick establishment of the family that lived just along the path that merges into the line of forest that demarcates the beginning of the natural world and also the end of the human kingdom. The red house along the path is unnervingly silent, yet the chimney is blowing out a constant spurt of smoke. A fragile speck of light can be seen through the window. Maybe the fireplace is still heated, for a tired soul finds peace and warmth in the golden glow of a shuddering fire. The neighbors are asleep, the birds are asleep, and the whole world is at the verge of waking up. And yet, here you are, touching the marvels of the untouched land with your kind eyes. You rub your eye and with a creak open up the window. A cold shower of wind wraps you. Every hair stands on its end. A few drops land on your folded hands. The drops are almost freezing, sending a wiggle down your body. And you quickly hold yourself more tightly, giving yourself an inner hug. The clouds of rain have started to form vigorously on the horizon, shielding the sun from your view. It will be dark and cool day. You move away from the window, keeping it still open. Wind enters the room like a happy child, giggling here and there, moving the sheets of your bed, poking the resting mosquito net, and scattering the untied papers of the journal, where you inked down your thoughts last night. You pick the papers up and instead of putting them back, scatter them out of the window. You watch as the drizzling rain washes down the inked letters, smearing them into an unrecognizable mess. The day before wasn't really a good one, and so you try to heal yourself. The pure drops of water get mixed with the dark blue ink and wash the paper off your tragic past. Like the washed gloomy letters of the paper, you are born again in this world, amidst the falling rain, brushing trees and fallen flowers. You have taken birth again. The past is gone, and what stands before you is a day to start anew, free from clutching hands of the past. You are now a bird, free to fly into the grand sky. Your grip loosens, and so does every knot inside your body. You loosen up like a slipping rope, embracing the incoming breeze like a little bird on the verge of taking off. You breathe in the cool winds that have traveled long eons of time just to end up in your room. You can distinctly tell where these gusts of air had been from. One smells of the fruits of the forest that surround the village. One smells of the warm bread being baked in a far-off house. One smells of the lilies that are hanging somewhere deep in the darkness of the forest. And all of these have the undertone of the fragrant earth, humid earth, aesthetic earth. Coming out of the long-standing dream, you look at the wooden clock that hangs itself in a dark corner of the room. It is about to strike 5. A rumble is felt in your stomach. It is time to eat something. As hunger starts to take shape in your belly, you turn the freezing copper knob and move to the kitchen. The kitchen is still fragrant with the sweet fragrance of last night's dinner. The hearth near the mantel is cold, and so is the whole kitchen. The large French windows in the kitchen let a fragile glimmer of the outside light seep into the kitchen. There is not much light, and yet you feel the still and cold air of the room. You go near the fireplace and fill it with common forest wood that has been sitting there on the mantel. The wood stock for burning is a collection of different timber rods. Some wood logs are dark brown, some smell of cedar, some are light colored, and some have rings around them, probably from a very old tree. You stack the dry wood into the mantel and strike a match. Pour some oil and the wood starts to smoke. The smoke fills the room as the moisture starts to evaporate slowly from the wood. The smoke settles on the countertops and some streaks of the smoky moisture hide in the corner. The fragrant woods burn more furiously as the fire dances like a fairy over it. It is nothing short of a miracle. The fire dances and sparks of the light rise up into the air, only to fall down, ashen and cold. The kitchen starts to heat up. There is a storm emerging outside as the window panes shatter and hail starts to collide furiously with the window pane. And yet, here inside a small brick house in the middle of a quaint town, a fire finds its way and sustenance, protected from all the harshness that is taking shape outside. The fire is safe and warm, just like you. As you stand up, you think of cooking a soup and you get straight into chopping the vegetables. There is fresh green cucumber, brimming with water that is flowing on the chopping board as you slice through the crisp vegetable. The tomatoes are there too, red and sweet, and the celery would not be bad either. As you put all the vegetables into the pan and fill it with water, you start feeling thirsty. You fill up your glass with cool water from the earthen pot. As the glass fills up to its brim, you bring it to your cracked lips and you take large gulps of water. As the cold earthen water rushes down through your inside, all the toxins are washed away and your body awakens from the deep slumber of the sleep. As the iron skillet is placed over the dancing flames and over it, now rests the pot that is simmering with water and colorful vegetables. You watch it over, pushing back into the rocking chair, swinging back and forth. The water in the pan starts to simmer and the flames start finding their way through the sides of the pan. Your lorry of thoughts starts to move slowly and steadily. You remember the days you have spent in this quaint village and the fact how happy and lucid your life has been. The green fields of this town where women toil and grow wheat. You remember the spring when all of the flowers bloomed with their full vigor and melodious birds chirped all day, making the town ring with natural charm. You look at the skillet and see the wood logs burning and the few sparks flying here and there with the chattering sounds of splinter. You look out of the window and see many flock of birds flying in the open and calm sky. All you can feel is the sheer symphony that this village is and the pure bliss your life has been. Sitting comfortably in the rocking chair, you feel dizzy and warm as the room heats itself, and the chill of the last night elopes from each nook and corner. You extend your hand and pick up a handful of wild berries that you picked up yesterday from the forest and try to recall that no matter how many berries you plucked, the bushes never seemed to lack any. There were simply too many berries to pick from. Beautiful, blue-hued berries. As you're deeply rumbling into your thoughts, you take another look at the pan. The vegetables rise to the surface and then fall back deep into the soup. The hardness of the vegetables has gone, and what remains now is the delicious, pulpy soup. You gently pull the pan out of the fire and start pouring it into an earthen bowl. The cold bowl is warmed up with the hot and boiling soup. You sit back into the rocking chair, set it still, and start slurping the hot soup, feeling the calm in the warmth of the hot sustenance. As you reach the end of your mealtime, you look out of the large windows of the kitchen. The sky is sanguine, red, and hopeful. The birds have come out of their straw nests and have started to chirp, dance, and play. Although the winds are still blowing with fury and the clouds are still simmered over the vast greyish sky, the weather is pleasant enough to take a little walk. You stand up from the rocking chair and move towards the main door and put on nice sandals. The night dress might be perfect fit for this breezy and rainy day, and so you do not change, not a care in the world. You again turn the knob and push the door away against the streaking god of wind, and gently, soft white light energy washes you. Your pupils contract, and all you can feel is oneness with the Mother Earth. All age-old wisdom and expectations are washed off, and again you feel like a child you once were. Life indeed is beautiful. The trail of your house twiddles here and there, meeting up with your only neighbor's house. It vanishes and fades into the deep forest line. You start walking down the lane, stumbling here and there over the smooth rocks and some ragged ones too. The rocks too seem like a ornate mosaic of memories. Their beautiful and ragged edges seem to rise enormously into the air with the last night's dew. The rocks are slippery and so is the path, and hence you move with caution, sparing a little sapling here and there. You see the industrious ants going by their work, collecting little bits of food from their path, cleaning it all for you. Observing the stones on the twiddling twigs of the path, you don't realize that you are now standing in front of your neighbor's home. The old and cuddled-up lady is standing in a kitchen garden, foraging through the little plants, picking up rosemary's stem there and twitching curry leaves over there. Her basket is full of fragrant herbs, and you cannot help but notice the little wildflowers that she has picked up: blue, sanguine, turquoise, scarlet, and all kinds of hue. Smiling from among the herby greens. Hello dear, a voice calls you out from your color palette back to life. She is smiling at you with a calm and motherly look. She purses her lips to say something, and her motherly words start floating into the air. Oh dear, I have been so worried for you. Always cooped up in your little house. You never came to see up. I always looked out for you. Come by sometime. I shall have coffee and cookies ready for you then. And with this motherly promise, she put her warm, soft, and wrinkled hands on cold ones. All you could do was to nod. The kindness and the simplicity of the old lady baffles you. How these people have lived in the heart of Mother Nature, foraging and going by their lives meekly and silently. The only garland they have is kindness. You keep your hand back on and move on. You can still feel the kind gaze of the old woman on you as you start moving. It does not feel intimidating anymore. If anything, it feels like you need it more as you move ahead in life. The line that marks the start of the forest is still far, probably a mile away, and you're walking down this beautiful path, looking down and up. But when you look up, you find the imposing hills and snow-covered mountain tops that feel imposing but guard you against the world beyond. The forest that starts ahead is a deep hue of green and is silent, calling you. And when you look down, you look at the life that is blissfully going on by itself in microcosmos. The sun is still hidden behind. The winds are blowing still, but there is enough light to see the little portulaca flowers that line the trail with their flowers closed. The small flowers of dandelion had been swinging by and by along with the wind, releasing their fluffy seeds into the speedy whirlwind. And as you were walking, a dandelion seed got stuck in your dress. You unplugged it from your pajamas and let it go along with the wind. You saw as it floated calmly at first, but soon got caught in the gust of the wind and got carried away. Look back at the hamlet. 2 houses, one belonging to you and the other one to your well-wishers. Nothing is strange anymore. Nobody is different anymore. Now it seems like you have known them forever, known this touching landscape, known the gurgling rivulets, known every leaf in this town for as long as you can remember. All is yours. Small rays of sun have started to shimmer on the other side of the town. It will be daylight soon. The people have started to come out, and the close buds of the flowers have opened up themselves to an open sky. The chimneys have been lighted up and are smoking now. Town has come to life, so has your heart. You turn and look at the forest. It is very close now. You cannot look very deep, but whatever you can see seems beautiful. The brown leaves scattered on the ground, the little flowers adorning it, and the green leaves rustling and inviting you to their world. You step back, sparing the forest for another day, for another time. Probably when you would want more berries, perhaps when you would want to be among the bees and the butterflies that call this forest their home. For now, you let them be in peace. You head back, turning away from the imposing mountains. You call out the old lady and tell her that you will come to meet her in the evening. You turn the knob to your door, open it, and enter back into the silent calm of your humble abode. The woolen sheets look inviting. You put on the window curtains. Little rays of light still peeping from them, and calmly sink into your bed. You pull the quilt all over you and wrap yourself. Straightening your back, you let go of everything and start drowning into the magical world of dreams. The green fields and the beautiful mountains rest in your memory, and the smell of the pine cones lingers by your side. They let you sleep, and you're soon lost into the deep sleep.